Hello, it's your favorite sports Unc here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry. As we mentioned before, the number 6 Alabama Crimson Tide took down the number 11 Tennessee Volunteers 37-20. Ty Simpson was sensational again tonight, Johnny. 19 of 29, 253, 2 touchdowns. But the game was broken open right before the half. Looked like Tennessee was going in to get a score, and he's late and inside on a flat route, what we call flow pass. It's to the flat, and then you have a 7 route, and you know if you late and inside on that, I hope you got somebody fast that can run somebody down, because it's going to be a house. It's going to be a curtain call. And that's what happened, and Alabama really never looked back. Tennessee ran the ball really well. Bishop was sensational, 14 carries, $123, 2 touchdowns. But they got stopped on 4th down, and for all intents and purposes, the game was over. Johnny, watching this game, Alabama came out on fire. They got the touchdown, went right down the field, and then all of a sudden they struggled for a few drives. Tennessee comes back and ties it up. They get a field goal and then get another touchdown, and then that pick right before the half. I really think that took a lot of momentum and win out of the sail of the Volunteers.
100%. Anytime you have Alabama has an opposing quarterback that they make throw it 44 times in a game, that's not going to be a recipe for success. I think you look at the game, everything was okay. Tennessee's going in to score. The whole game's going to change. Then you throw it late and inside, like we said, and it's deuces. So, I mean, that's a play you can't come back from. You can have a great second half and try and go get some cleanup points late or whatever you're trying to do. But for the most part, Bama has a really good football team. So at the end of the day, if you're not going to come out and play flawless football, no turnovers, win the turnover battle, run it down their throat, be aggressive. Look, right now, in my opinion, I wrote this down when I walked in. I got 3 guys right now who were playing really good ball at the quarterback position. As far as taking over a Heisman race, looking really good, having their moments. Ty Simpson, for sure. You have to throw him in there. I think he's playing as good as anybody in the country. I think Diego Pavia and what he's doing and what Vandy did today, they just kept coming at LSU all day today. And then A&M is undefeated for the first time since 1994. Marcel Reed, more touchdowns tonight. Leading that team, you go on the road, you win a shootout. Those guys have big moments coming up throughout the rest of the season to really solidify what they want to do.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think the thing is, when you're playing in the SEC, when you look at it and you look at the schedule that's remaining, whoever if you can run the table, that definitely helps. But if whoever lose the fewest games. I thought Gunnar Stockton played really well. I like the kid up at Ohio State. He's playing really well. But it's going to come down, and when you look at it, we're not even really, Johnny, if you really think about it, Ocho, we're not even really talking about the Heisman race. Normally at this point in time, somebody would have stepped out there and be like, okay, yeah. But we just got a bunch of guys just clumped together, and we're waiting for someone to take the lead and move to the front. Ocho, watching this game, Alabama 37, Tennessee 20. This doesn't look like the Alabama that I'm used to seeing, because the Alabama I'm used to seeing can stop the run. They can put pressure on the quarterback with 4. They can't do either now.
I was getting ready to say the same thing. They don't look like the Alabama of old. For one, when you look at the Tennessee and the Alabama playing, most of the time Alabama used to dominance, not dominance in spurts, but dominance in all 4 quarters of a game. Obviously, Tennessee had a chance to keep the game close, throwing an interception before half. Obviously, that sets things apart, and it makes it that much more difficult when you turn the ball over against a good Alabama team. Not very, very good, what we're used to seeing, but a good Alabama team. Then they run away with the game when you turn the ball over and don't take advantage of the opportunities that you do have to score. Outside of that, you expect Alabama to win a game like this when they're playing a team like Tennessee that had success in the running game, but weren't able to dominate in other areas to really give themselves a chance to actually compete, especially in the second half.
When you think Alabama normally do 3 things really well. They run the football, they stop the run. and they can get after your quarterback with 4. If you go back and look at all those defensive guys they normally have really good on the back end. They got corners and safety that's going in the first round, and they have D linemen that can flat out get after you. They don't really have that now. We don't see. Look, they got some sacks early. 42. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I'm sorry about that. And he got a safety. But other than that, Johnny, when you go back and look at Alabama, the guy was just patting the ball. And normally, in order to beat Alabama, if you go back and look at Alabama since Coach Saban got there and to now, it's normally a mobile quarterback. It's the Johnny Manziels. It's the Cam Newtons. It's guys that can move around that normally beat him. Just dropping back and throwing the ball, it's really not to happen that often. Cordell Jones had success in the college football playoff that one year. And I think Trevor Knight threw the ball well. They went to the Sugar Bowl. They thought they was going to the national championship. Coach Saban said they weren't mentally prepared. But normally it's mobile quarterbacks that gives him fits. I'm looking at this Alabama. Yes, it's a big time win. And anytime you could beat a division team or a conference opponent that's ranked very high, you feel good. But this doesn't look like, Johnny and Ocho, the Alabama that we're used to seeing.
I don't know if it needs to, though. I don't know if we're going to see the same Saban-led. We're not going to see the old Alabama of what we're used to. This is a very new era, new coaching style Alabama. But right now they have a quarterback that's playing off the charts. They have a run game that's able to move the ball. They have a defense that's doing enough. You know, they're solid all the way through. They're bending but not breaking. They're doing what they need to do. So you look at their schedule, they have one slip up so far and a really hard schedule left, but they're handling what they need to do and handling business. And the SEC is what it is. We know that at the end of the day, it's going to be a 2 losses in the SEC gets you in. You know, Ole Miss takes an L today to kind of knock them off a little bit. But at the end of the day, I think their quarterback played really well for 3.5, almost 4 full quarters. They have a really good squad. Georgia has a really good squad. Bama has a really good squad. A&M is a good team. I don't think Tennessee's a bad team. So I think you look at the SEC and you look at top to bottom, I would say really impressive lineup. I think we're going to get 6-7 teams in this college football playoff again.
Yeah.
You know what else I think? I just want to add, when we look at the landscape of college football now, most of the times there was always a definite quarterback. We talked about earlier in the show the Heisman race. You know, obviously they had Arch Manning, who they claim to have already appointed as the Heisman winner, and we see how that's going to date. And the race is so close because no one else has stepped up to the forefront. No one else has stepped. Yeah, you have players that are playing good, Johnny. You know, I'm talking about playing great. You know, like when you were playing, you got to tune in to watch every time. When Cam was playing, your Tim Tebow's, we haven't had anyone like that that's exciting. When you look at an Alabama team, look at an Alabama team that had all these different strengths. So when you're missing those strengths, most of the time, what's going to make up for the lack of what you have at other areas, you make up for at your quarterback position. Now, he's playing okay. He's playing okay, but he's not, you know, that elite talent that you look for that makes Alabama who they once were when they lack in other areas.
Well, we're going to have to, in order
I
for
think
you
he
to
can fit it
Heisman
into any
Trophy
window.
winner,
I think he can make any throw. I think right now,
he got nice arm.
I think, to be honest, I was thinking this in the car on the way here when I was watching the game, that he's the best quarterback we've seen in Alabama since Tua and Jalen. I like the way he's playing better than Mac Jones did. Yes, Mac Jones.
You like him better than Bryce?
No. No, you're right. You're right. But right now, for what they need and what he's doing, I mean, I watched it in person versus Vandy. Every time they needed a play, this guy's putting the ball and the money in where they need to be.
Yeah.
So, like,
he definitely might have a stronger arm
for?
than Bryce. I think the thing is that when we go back to thinking Heisman Trophy winners, we always think of that signature moment. Johnny, we remember that moment with you against Alabama. Joe Burrow, when you go back and look at it, what was it? It was Tennessee. It was Texas. He went crazy, and they said, man, that's just. And then he goes down to Tuscaloosa, and he does that. And they said, okay, he the real deal. You look at Cam. It was a Saturday night against South Carolina. He goes berserk. And then it was a no-brainer. They're down, 24-0, 21-0 against Alabama, in Alabama. And Iron Bowl. And he brings them all the way back. It was a no-brainer. It was a no-doubter from that point on. So we're just looking for one of these guys. in a big spot, national televised game to go haywire. Now, Gunnar Stockton played really well today. It seemed like, especially in the first half, every time Ole Miss touched the ball, they scored a touchdown.
Yep.
And then in the fourth quarter, Georgia's like Gunnar Stockton was matching them, and then all of a sudden, Georgia defense came up with a couple of stops. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and talk. Let's get to that game instead of just, talking around it. Let's get to what are we gonna go to? What game are we going to next?
Ole Miss, Georgia.
Who? Okay. Let me. That seems to be the game, everybody. I'm scared.
Ocho, what was your favorite game of the day today?
When I was able to attend and actually sit in the student section all game.
Oh yeah, the Kentucky, Texas.
Man, listen, hey, Johnny, man, they tried to put me in the suite, and I'm sitting in the suite, and I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do it. It's too quiet. So I asked the AD, do you mind if I sit down in the student section? I sat down in the student section all the way to the fourth quarter. Well, I had a good time.